Well, speaking of celebrities, since it's a good segue for our second topic. What do you think about celebrity workouts? Like
Yeah,
Dwayne the Pebble Johnson,
Um,
Mark Wahlberg, your boy.
steroids.
yeah, PEDs.
PEDs in acting is used so much. Doping is like second nature in
Is the
acting now.
standard. The
Like you,
standard is
like
doping.
if you don't dope, you ain't got the role, son.
Well, there's a lot of because the way that they train, like say for like Baywatch, for example, like Zac Efron was talking about how he basically was completely dehydrated in order to make those scenes, which like when Mr. Olympia or like those strongman competitions, you got to completely drain yourself so that the tissues literally sits on your muscle there, so you see the entire definition
Yeah,
of the fucking muscle with all the
yeah.
veins and all that shit. So like,
Bodybuilding.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So it must be really like painful, a painful process. It's basically the same thing as like UFC fighters or boxers when before weight, they completely drain themselves of like
Right.
water for like 3 days straight. You're like fucking just like bruh. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that stuff is very dangerous for youth. Like boys growing up and seeing that as a
Yeah, as an
standard to
yeah,
reach.
yeah.
That's like totally being healthy is a standard that is like a positive standard, I would say.
Yeah.
But um there's nothing healthy about the aesthetic standard showed on screen.
Well, yeah.
And like I think the problem is about being honest with viewers about like what they're seeing. Like there's a lot of things, a lot of big like Hollywood movies with dudes with crazy muscles. I'm mostly thinking about The Rock when I say this,
Yeah.
but like there should be a kind of disclaimer on the behalf of someone related to the whole thing that he's on PDs. Come
But I think
on,
but I think they're
They'll
trying to.
never admit it.
But I think
come on.
They'll never admit it.
they're more like trying to promote the work ethic instead of like the actual bodybuilding itself.
But
Yeah,
it's
but then
the
people want to
visual,
be that,
man.
and
Yeah,
that is
exactly.
impossible.
It's the visual that they want to grab into and become that. They want to
Well,
listen,
yeah.
They
like
want to become physical gods
like
in the
Thor and
frame.
like Captain America and all those people that have like abnormal physical strength. Like I mean, it's part of the character and everything. It's
Yeah,
not weird,
Yeah.
but the physical, uh, like the physical image of those actors that have supernatural bodies, right?
right.
PEDs are heavily involved in that, and people need to
Yeah,
understand that the quicker they understand that, the quicker they realize that this is not attainable naturally. You can't.
right.
You don't have the genetics. Like 90, it's like, look, I will tell you something, right? Some people out there have that 0.1% genetic, okay? Like that really
Yeah,
rare
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Like I'll give you an example. Do you guys know Michael Hearn? Do you guys like are familiar
No.
with that? Okay, Michael Hearn, like you guys can Google him and stuff. Like this dude, like he's on PEDs for sure. He's denying it because he's like
No one would admit it,
who
honestly.
doesn't deny it? But
Yeah, no one wants to admit it.
his genetics are so top class and elite. He literally looks like one of those like gladiators that you just picture in like ancient times fighting the like the Persians.
Yeah.
Jamie, pull up a picture of Michael Hearn.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Jesus
Like
Christ.
pull up a picture of Michael Hearn and show it to
It's fucking
everybody.
it's fucking Joe Rogan.
This
Joe
dude
Rogan.
is a gladiator that's among us right now.
Well, I
Like
mean,
he's
if you saw Dolph Lundgren when he was young, it was basically the same image. It's like sort of really sort of muscular V-shaped back, and I mean like the
yeah,
fucking blonde hair and everything.
with the craziest V taper, with the slimmest waist. Like
Yeah.
the man looks like a kite upside down.
Yeah,
Like
the problem is that, obviously, obviously, I think everyone that goes into bodybuilding understands that attaining those types of shapes is almost it is
it's
actually impossible,
impossible.
like without any enhancing drug. Problem is because they know it's a physical enhancement of a drug, they'll be like, oh, you know what? Well, fucking use it because I'll attain that. So
I
But
ultimately,
want
it's
here's the
kind of
that.
thing.
encouraging
You
it.
know,
But here's the thing. Not everyone can handle it. There's
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
there's only
dangerous.
certain people that can handle those kinds of PEDs. Not everybody can handle it, and there's dosages, and it's very measured. Like
Well, yeah.
those actors that are being doped up, they're monitored by doctors. They're monitored
Yeah.
by their coaches, their training coaches, their physicians, any professional. They're monitored, bro.
The money
Yeah.
is there from the
Yeah,
studio to keep that safe for them. It's
exactly.
safe for them because they're a very minute proportion of the population who have access to that.
Yeah, and
But
I
they
mean,
know
it's
what
not
they're getting. Like
but the thing is,
if you go
exactly.
online and you get the same stuff that the actors are using, you might get rat piss in a bottle, bro. You
well,
don't
yeah.
know.
I mean, that's basically the same idea with any with anything that's sort of idealized. So, like in terms of wealth, the same thing. That's why when you watch The Wolf of Wall Street, it's kind of an interesting backstory because you actually see behind the scenes of what actually goes through within a character of this stature behind the scenes. So it's like, oh look, his life is all come together. He has all the women in the world. He has all the money in the world, and yet he's just miserable. So
Mm.
like you know what I mean. So like I feel like it's the same sort of story when you're like sort of trying to attain physical health and sort of be like, oh, because essentially the main message that you should be taking away from it is like you should be healthy.
be just healthy,
You
like
should
just healthy and
you should keep a healthy lifestyle with keeping everything moderate and also having a work ethic that allows you to sort of persevere and sort of to keep yourself disciplined in a way to sort of maintain a consistency. I think that
well,
was the like the
I think the important is for whoever you are, whatever you're personally dealing with, keep what keeps you healthy in check. It's not the same thing for everyone. That's the thing.
Of course.
We're not all born with the same circumstances, but like
And we're
whatever.
not born with all the same genetics either. Like we're all built
Exactly.
differently. You know what I'm saying? Like
boy
people
build
can't.
different, fam.
Build, yeah,
Yeah, we build different.
We
We
build
build
different up
different.
here.
But I'm saying,
Up in Ukraine, we build different.
you crump production people, we build different. You
build,
know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But here's what I
Oh,
want. Here's the point that I was trying to make. Like people need to understand that being looking great doesn't mean that they're in shape or they're
yeah.
healthy. You know what I'm saying? Like you can look great, like you can look like a top class bodybuilder, whatever. You have the most amazing physique in the world, and you could be the unhealthiest person alive.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
you can have heart problems that you don't know about. You can have internal organ failure that you don't know about
Yeah.
because of the PEDs that you took, and you don't know like if your hormones are in check or not. Like because you're so doped up, you don't even realize that you're all messed up from the inside.
Yeah.
You have to be very careful if you need to take some stuff if you want to. I mean, it's a personal choice.
Yeah.
I don't judge anybody that takes anything on the side, but PEDs is a choice. You know, if you choose to do so, do it safely and do it under your doctor's supervision,
yeah, definitely.
of course,
Yeah.
because your life is the most
Well, health
priceless
is
thing.
wealth. Hell, your health is your
Health is
wealth.
wealth. Health is wealth. You can't sacrifice that. If you sacrifice that, what you
Well,
got left?
it was kind of
Yeah.
the same idea when you were a kid, or like when you were early teens, when when the concept of having abs was like the most freaking
Was the thing.
mind fucking like when you have that shit, you're a god type shit. You know what I mean,
Yeah.
and then you have them in PE class. You can't even run 2 laps. I mean, without gassing out. You know what I mean?
I
So
know,
like it
man.
goes to show that your appearance really doesn't matter because ultimately it's within it's the strength within and also your sort of how well your body is composed.
I
That
mean, hey,
matters.
man, like those skinny dudes back in the day, man, they got that shit easy, bro. They got abs 24/7, man. It's not even a hassle for them, bro.
This is why
They
this kind of
wake
why
up with abs, bro.
this is why I want a female in a podcast as a guest because I want to ask hey, yo arms or abs.
You mean arms or abs,
So
bro?
big arms, or you want a guy with abs? You want to do with big arms? You want to do with abs?
What if they don't want either?
Well, I mean,
It's a very
that's good for you, but like, I mean, it's a lot in
That's
terms
good
of
for you,
in terms
buddy.
of societal standards, this the society norm of
Hey,
what is
man.
attractive is sort of
Hey,
this thing.
some like big arms, some like big legs, some like hey, it depends.
So like these nuts.
Yeah, you
But yeah,
know
no,
what?
yeah. Granted, it is true that not many people. Well, not many people. Not everyone likes the same thing. So it's
Everybody's different.
objective, but it is quite of an interesting
But in as a general rule,
topic. Talk about.
people are attracted to other people that
For
are
now.
physically I mean, look, listen.
Like
I'll
back in
I'll be
Roman
real
days, it's
with
the
you.
fat dudes that they like. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, because they're the richest, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it
Yeah.
represents wealth.
I mean, if the guy's fat, it means that he's eating good.
That means
Means that he got money.
Yeah,
Means he got a place.
exactly.
But now it's a bit different than that.
Now it's if you have a Lamborghini or a 14 pack abs,
Lamborghini Urus.
and if your
Yeah,
biceps
but
has
Urus.
biceps, you know what I mean? You know those biceps that have biceps that make no sense. Like yo, I didn't even know those parts of the muscle exist. Like those shit.
It's the peak. Like if you go,
It's like this
it's
kid
the
must
peak
be.
peak.
It's like this kid must be dehydrated as fuck right now.
I mean,